Hey everybody, I know I just recorded a video. You guys probably seen the Mina the Hollower review, and I know I just did an autosave over the weekend, but there's been like so much news coming out regarding the Xbox layoffs that I want to get into. And I didn't mention this last time, and I should have because I've been keeping track of it. WB's merger with Paramount. There was some big news regarding that I know is concerning some Hollywood execs, and it's also concerning some California lawmakers. So if you live in California, because you know Hollywood is a big proponent of that. But let me just get into the news. This is the next episode of Autosave. Thank you for joining me. If you saw the last couple of episodes, um, so like I started at the top of the show, there's been so much news of these Xbox layoffs. I'm just gonna get into it. It's been coming. Today is Monday. It's been coming like back to back to back from Polygon, from Kotaku, from all these different news websites. So as everybody knows, the Xbox Game Showcase just happened this last week. I can't remember what day of the weekend, and I covered it, some of the games that came out, and the idea of Xbox indicating that there might be an reset happening at the company. And like I said before, with these larger organizations, or any organization, right, when there's new leadership at the helm, usually that means that there's going to be a restructure or a shift in the culture there. And when that happens, you know, there's going to be people getting laid off for new leadership that falls more in line with the vision of the upper management. There may also be layoffs due to expenses being kept on the books that aren't really, or that were made that aren't really bringing in the revenue that companies believe, like Microsoft believe it should have been bringing in. I say all that because it looks like Xbox has officially stated that they are going to be shutting down Compulsion Games. If anybody knows Compulsion Games, they're the people who made South of Midnight, which won a bunch of awards when it came out. It's a real interesting game, dealt with down south, in the down south. Awesome game. Check it out. I haven't played it myself, but I did want to pick it up. I might get it when it's on sale. But yeah, so Compulsion Games is one. The other one is Double Fine. I know Psychonauts is a key franchise of something that they make, because they've also made games and they've been publishers of games. But Double Fine Studios, I know that's been affecting a lot of people, especially on like Facebook and X and other places where you get your news, like Blue Sky. There's been a bunch of people who've been super upset about Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 developer Double Fine being closure, and then Ninja Theory. So Senua's the people who made Senua Saga, both Senua Saga the first one, Hellblade 2, Senua Sacrifice, and was just announced, and I talked about in the last autosave, Senua's Senua, the new just called Senua, the game that was coming out. They're also reportedly facing closure. And I, to be honest, when it comes to Double Fine and Compulsion Games, I'm a little surprised. I know that games for Xbox haven't been bringing in major revenue because the console in of itself hasn't been, because I felt like, for a long time Xbox has been built off of Game Pass, which is the subscription service. But I'm really surprised about those two, but not Ninja Theory so much. Now Ninja Theory, I know it has made a multitude of games. They made the DMC, their own vision of Devil May Cry, that didn't really go over well, because you can't really change Dante's design. Like iconic characters like that, you shouldn't be changing their design in a drastic way. They're very well known in the gaming community, but the reason why I'm not surprised about Ninja Theory's closure is because of Senua Saga Hellblade 2. I know when Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond were at the helm, who I've heard are great people, I've never personally talked to them or met, when they were at the helm of Xbox Game Studios, they gave a lot of latitude to Ninja Theory when building and creating Senua Saga Hellblade 2. There was a lot of money invested in that project, only for the game to not only not go over well with audience, but didn't sell well either. And there was a lot of money pumped into that game, and on top of that, it took a really long time. This is really sad for all the employees, of course, involved. I'm sure that I hope that they're able to get back on their feet, but I know even within their own companies that they're going to be laid off, because what else Xbox announced on top of that is they're going to allow these companies to buy themselves out now, to buy their independence out from Xbox. Now, what does that mean? That means that they can basically pay to be an independent studio again. Now, the issue with that is that even if they do that, there's still going to be layoffs within the company. Even if the studio doesn't completely close and they wind up being having the funds to hopefully go independent, there's still going to be a lot of people within those independent studios that are going to go and get laid off. That's the nature of the beast, right? With these big corporations, it's sad. I talked about before about like layoffs and how they could deeply affect families and stuff, especially families who depend on the money that they earn from their jobs. Like, for example, me and my family that depend on my earnings from my job. God forbid that I can't even imagine what they must be going through. I know that some of these companies are trying to there's been reports that I've seen kind of scattered that they're trying to get other companies to buy them, to see if they can get bought out by other companies to kind of get an uplift in revenue, get saved essentially. But it's tough. And I kind of called this after the Xbox game showcase when I did the last autosave. You said it. That's why on the thumbnail I have like the snipping of employees. I kind of called this happening because on top of this with Microsoft Xbox, man, they've been in the news a lot lately. On top of this, there's also been reports that Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft, said that they may I forget the word that they use, but Xbox may be no longer be subsidized by Microsoft themselves. And what does that mean? That means that the Xbox Game Studios is going to have to build revenue for itself and earn its place within the Microsoft ecosystem. It's no longer going to be financially subsidized by Satya Nadella. That is going to, I feel like that's part of why this is happening. And I also think that along with everything happening, this probably also putting Asha Sharma, who's the new CEO, probably on her heels a little bit. I'm sure Satya Nadella would not have put her in charge of the game studio if she didn't think she could succeed. But yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to really make them get aggressive in the direction of really making sure that they're monitoring all the games that are coming out, the quality of the games, and hopefully it makes better games and makes people want to buy them, right? Because I'm pretty sure that they're losing money with every console sold because of the RAM prices and the whole AI bubble going on, man. Oh man, and from crypto to AI, it's just been messing up like gaming all around, like because first crypto with the video cards, now AI with the RAM. It's like all over the place, right? Things are just so expensive right now. So expensive, man. Oh man, and that only makes me worry more about these employees that are laid off right now. Because I just hope everybody lands on their feet, and I pray to God that never happens to me, But it can happen to anybody, right? Yeah. As you can see, it can deeply affect me emotionally when these things kind of happen. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we're people, right? It's just tough. It's a tough world we live in. With all of that being said, there was also some more announcements from Microsoft that a few people have, few higher ups who've been at Microsoft for a long time, have left Xbox Game Studios. It was two individuals. I think one was a senior community director, and the other one was marketing, and then the other one was like a director. I'll find the exact names and put the link to the article that I saw with the two people that left. But it's just like a whole lot of restructuring. That's why I said anytime you hear those words, restructure, change, what's another one? Re-envision the direction of the company. All of those kind of like key term words that you hear, all of that means that there's something like this coming, something like this is going to happen. Yeah. In other news, thing that I want to get into is recently WB has bought out uh, WB has been bought out, pardon me, not bought out, all these WB has been bought out by Paramount. So the acquisition went through, it looks like, and it was approved by the US federal government, the acquisition of Paramount to get WB. Now, that's huge because if anybody knows, Paramount is owned by the Ellisons, and the Ellisons is one of the richest, if not the richest family in the United States of America. Of course, this is not to say that they solely alone are more richer than somebody like Elon Musk, who's a trillionaire who just made 10 point something billion today. But this is to say that that family as a whole, like, they own a lot of things, and they're one of the richest families in the United States. uh, they would own a large piece of the market right now. And when I say the market, I mean the film industry, the TV industry, uh, all of those kind of things will be owned by them. It's really gonna affect Hollywood. It's gonna affect movies as we know it. I know that part of that is gonna be they already announced, for example, the last Ronin that's being made by Paramount Game Studio. They're already opening their own game studio, but yeah, it's been approved by the United States government, and it looks like the California though is pushing back. California lawmakers uh, said, according to the article that I saw, it looks like there's maybe a dozen state attorneys from California that are poised to launch a lawsuit in the next couple of weeks to combat it, right? Because they're basically the same way when Xbox bought Activision Blizzard King, when they bought them. How the fear from companies like Sony was that they were going to become a uh, monopoly, right? There was that is just a FTC, a free trade commerce violation. The same thing's being said about this, right? Because if WB buying this, it's gonna be it's they're gonna own a lot of stuff, right? So it looks like the merger is gonna be $111 billion. Jesus Christ, I don't even want to think about that kind of money. And the deal received clearance from the U.S. Justice Department Antitrust Division and was approved by Warner Bros. Shareholder. So Paramount Skydance is acquiring 100% of Warner Bros. Discovery, but 31 per share. So that means that they would also own HBO Max. So all of the DC shows, the new DC movies that are coming out, all of that would run through Paramount now. I know Paramount already has a deal with the UFC, and they already have UFC. If you're into fighting, that's something else they would get the NetherRealm and WB Game Studios department. It's just a large um merger between the two companies, and it's going to be a lot of different networks that they're going to own at once, right? Where they're facing backlash for this is, like I said, not only from California lawmakers, but also from thousands of Hollywood creatives, actors, and directors, right? Who are there trying to argue that this consolidation is going to result again in layoffs and reduce consumer choice, right? Because instead of there being more competition, now you're getting rid of that HBO piece, and it's all going to be under Paramount Skydance. What I find weird about all of this is, you know, Disney did something similar, right? When they bought Fox, they wound up acquiring Fox News, Fox Kids. Of course, they mainly did that to get their Marvel X-Men properties back under their the Marvel umbrella. But you know, there was uproar also back then for that. But I wonder what happened between not Paramount, between WB and Netflix, because when all of this was happening, Netflix was the first company that we heard was going to purchase it, right? So it looks like now that Paramount is getting it, I don't know what's going to happen. I know that it's possibly going to lead to more layoffs, just like we talked about with Xbox. regarding the Hollywood industry. But yeah, that's I'm really the reason why I bring it up is mostly because I wonder how it's going to affect the DC studios, right? Because the movies seem like they're going in the right direction. You know, July 25th or 26th, we got Supergirl coming out. Superman was a big hit. We got the Lantern show coming. We got Batman Brave and the Bold coming soon. We got Superman, A Man of Tomorrow, the second Superman movie coming soon. There's just a lot of like pieces and things happening that going well for DC now. DC has been struggling, you know, when Zack Snyder had DC was running the DC brand and operation, and people said it was too dark. It was too gritty, it didn't represent the hero, it wasn't good for people to see. The story Pete, there was a lot of innuendos that people were missing. But all that being said, it looks like James Gunn is moving in the right direction, and I'm worried that if this is going to affect that. I personally have Paramount, so I'm still gonna be able to see the DC content. I'm a huge Superman and Spider-Man fan, so everybody knows that those are my guys. But yeah, I'm just interested how this is gonna affect that and any games coming out. I know Paramount, they now have, instead of like WB, now Paramount Game Studio, and they're getting the Last Ronin, which is awesome. I'm excited for that game, but I wonder how this is going to affect any future DC projects. But you guys let me know what you think. I'm sorry if I was rambling a little bit. My thoughts were a little all over the place. There was so much news coming out at once, but I wanted to get this video out there. This is I know it's back-to-back autosave, so I'm gonna delay the next couple ones coming out. But yeah, guys, love, peace, chicken grease. I hope you enjoy this one. Me signing off. Bye, everybody.
Like and subscribe!